everybody. I'm Joe Tessitore. Scheduled to go the full 10 if we get that far. Round one underway. Trying to erode away that body with the combination punching. Committing to the body work now. He lands the right hand. Foreman's way off the mark. That punch didn't have a chance. Fans have certain expectations when they come to a Mike Tyson fight. They don't mind if it ends in 20 seconds. Do you expect it to be a quick one tonight?
Tyson expects it to, and that's more important than what I expect. He's going to go out there, and he's going to put his best foot forward to make that happen.
He is damaged badly there. He may hit the floor. Tyson's in a tough spot here. He's solid. Oh, an explosive headshot there. He is down.
2.
Mike Tyson's back up, but is he back in the fight?
We're going to find out in a second whether or not he moves his head. Now, if he just stands there straight and you're the trainer, you better get up on those steps and stop it. He's not right.
You can see him timing that double jab to the head. See, he's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. A stabbing right hand comes in by George Foreman. Took a shot, now he gives a left. Fighting fire with fire sometimes can work, but can it work under circumstances like this when a power puncher is going up against George Foreman?
Yeah, it can. In other words, you have to have a little defense to go with that ability to generate fire, or in this case, power.
Final 10 seconds. Foreman's in the spot he wants. Now he takes a respite after just scoring the knockdown in that last round.
Joe, you feel good, just like if you're a lawyer in a courtroom and the judge just sustained your objection. You know what? You're winning.
What a great job. He gave one right back in return. Nice work by George Foreman. Tyson's putting his punches together now. That's a nice combination. Did you see that? This is going to take some guts to get up from this. Once again, he goes down.
One, 2, 3, 4.
So many people point to the downfall of Mike Tyson, but few remember how he would get up off the canvas time and time again in some of those toughest fights. Comes right back with a shot of his own. Able to show you his blocking ability. 90 seconds to go here in this round. And now he scores with that left to the body. George Foreman's now feeling the after effects of being rocked by a huge hook to the head. Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. Oh, and he's got something for him himself, and it's a left hand. Foreman's giving us something to think about early on in this fight here, but his opponent has even more to think about. He has established the jab already.
Yes, he has established the jab, and now his opponent has to think about moving his head so he can get past it.
Tyson's combination punching is just perfect there. 3 punches landing. A hammering hook to the head by George Foreman. To the belt line he goes with a left hand. End of the round. A round in which a knockdown was scored. Now, Teddy, if you're the trainer in the corner of the guy scoring the knockdown, what are some of the things you want to remind him of?
You want to remind him how he got there, because a lot of times it's the tendency to just remember the punch that put him there. He dressed him up. He set that punch up. Don't think about just a punch that landed. Think about the setup punches.
Accurate shot. Straight right hand comes in. Mike Tyson's hitting the mark right now. How precise was he there with that three-punch combo? Good right hand. Took a shot. Now he gives a left. Scored well up top. Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by George Foreman. Two snapping jabs by Mike Tyson. Staying away from those headshots with his defense up top. A snapping hook by George Foreman. Good exchange, scoring well with the right hand. George Foreman's ability to properly throw and land his combinations has been stunning. Teddy, why is he so successful?
Because you just said it. He's putting them together. You know, one or two wouldn't land, but he's handcuffing the guy. And the first two punches, they set up the third and fourth.
That's a solid hook by George Foreman. Good looking right hand after he got hit. Tyson's starting to score at ease against his opponent there. Anytime you can land a three-punch combination, you're really hitting your groove. Really on the mark with that over-the-top shot with the right hand. And that's the end of round 3.
We got it.
Start of round number 4, a chance to look at Teddy's scorecard. Foreman's been unable to pull away from his opponent so far. It's an even fight.
Yeah, it is, and I think you just said it right. Unable to pull away. Whoever's going to pull away, if that's going to happen in this fight, it's going to come from the outside. Whoever starts to commit to that jab.
To the head he goes with a left hand. Iron Mike with an iron right. Tried the hook. Oh, he just ate a big uppercut right there. He had no idea it was coming his way. He does not look good at all. How about that? Another right hand. That is impressive stuff, both by the opponent and by Foreman, just to withstand it and survive. Well, his opponent is opening up and coming forward, so I would think there are some opportunities that exist.
Yeah, I think some counterpunching opportunities. Opportunities not on the front end, but on the back end.
Good body shot. The right hand came home. Got to be accurate to send the combination to the body, and he does that. Good scoring shot. It was a straight right. Seconds remaining in this round. And now he scores well with the straight right. Round number 5 has arrived. George Foreman's got to show me something here, but not just me, not just us. He's got to show his opponent something here, because if he sees blood in the water, you know he's going to go for the attack. Landing a two-punch combo by Mike Tyson. Dismisses his opponent's headshot. George Foreman's doing exactly what we expected him to do. He laid out the game plan. I want to win it on the outside. Jab's been there all night.
Yeah, well, that's where it starts if you want to win it on the outside. You know, you're not going to do it with your feet. This is not kickboxing. You know, you're going to do it with your jab. And that's exactly, it's boxing 101. Control range, control distance, control the jab.
Tyson scoring with that right hand. And you see what he can do when he sends that right to the head. And right back to work, another big blow lands.
Now, that was a big blow, but the key there was what you just said, Joe. A big blow. He's not putting them together.
What a big shot from George Foreman. Tyson's doing a good job tonight on the outside. He's able to score from the outside, keeping a safe distance away from his opponent. Iron Mike Tyson lands a big right hand. Last 10 seconds. Tyson's on the bad end of a big hook upstairs. And this round comes to an end. It's just a brutal display in there right now, Teddy, and it's painted on both guys' faces.
And the one with the advantage, this is going to sound funny in this kind of brutal war that we're watching here, but the guy who lays back a little bit now lets the other guy...
George Foreman is always dangerous. Big shot. Boy, he's so big and sturdy, but Foreman taking off his feet that time. Foreman's back up on his feet. What will he look like in the next few moments of this fight? That's the big question. Little volume punching to the body there. A nice block by George Foreman. George Foreman's right hand did a nice job that time. That worked well for him. Good combination, hooking to the body with the left and then going up top with the right. Foreman's doing exactly what you should to be a strong defensive fighter. You got to block those punches away. See, the defense pays off as he gets rid of that downstairs. Tyson's failure to protect himself from that left hand, it's become a big story now.
Yeah, and he has to understand why. He's not controlling distance. He's standing too close in front. Needs to adjust a little further out.
Double jab right to the face. George Foreman's left landing well. Good flush shot upstairs. Good, strong uppercut. He comes right back with it after taking one. Mike Tyson's nailed by a huge hook. That's a clean shot, able to get in with the right hand. And round 6 comes to an end. One of his eyes is completely shut. They want this fight to continue on. They want to give themselves every chance they have to win it. What do they need to do?
Well, what they need to do is be very calm in the corner, get pressure on that cut, get the right medicines in there, and maybe find a way to fool around in the corner somehow, dump some water, you know, in the corner where the referee has to spend a little bit more time cleaning it up. They want to get a little bit more seconds.
He is swinging for the fences, trying to get his man after being hurt himself. And he digs in with the jab, cutting down the tree there. Foreman's recuperative abilities being tested to the limit here. Just 60 seconds to gather, and yet another big shot comes in. Well, we know he survived earlier, but now he goes down for a second time.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Foreman's still in a tough spot here. Don't get fooled just thinking he beat the count and everything's fine.
And I'm not so sure that he can grab. So what you got to do now, if you're a trainer, the way you taught him in the gym is you don't want to go grab because you might leave yourself open. Move your head when he comes to you, then you grab him.
Well placed, straight right hand. George Foreman is doing very nicely on the outside here in this fight. The old 1-2 scores for him. A little something for his opponent after getting tagged. That's a big uppercut that just crashed home. And that's the end of round 7. Let's look at Teddy's scorecard through 7 rounds. This is a dead even fight. It's a good one. Highly entertaining stuff. We've seen both guys come out and try to put forth their offensive weaponry, and they've scored with it with knockdowns.
Now it's a matter of, you know, the firepower, the fireworks have gone off already. Now it's a matter of who brings out the sprinklers. You know, after a fireworks show, you have those rockets blowing up all over the place on 4th of July. But then at the end, the sprinklers, that's all that's left. Who's got the sprinkler? Who's got the jab? Who's throwing those little shots?
George Foreman blocks that punch. Foreman's just a completely different fighter now. I mean, he was stunned earlier in this fight, and since then, there's just more of a defensive disposition to him.
Yeah, and the important thing right now is that sooner or later, and I think it's going to be sooner, his opponent's going to see the same thing, and he's not going to stay away. He's going to get more aggressive.
90 seconds to go, halfway through round 8. Targeting that belt line with the double jab. Scoring with the right hand by George Foreman. And now he's targeting upstairs. Good effective work with that straight right hand. And you see what he can do when he sends that right to the head. He comes with the straight right hand. And that's the end of round 8. His eye is completely shut. He really is at risk of being a TKO loser here. I suppose if he can defend himself properly, the fight will go on.
Yeah, well, that's going to be up to the discretion and judgment of the referee. I mean, this is what the referee is paid for. His judgment in this kind of situation.
Able to get away from that headshot with the block. Right hand downstairs. Scores with the combo to the head. Solid right hands headline that exchange. That's a good block by Mike Tyson. Tyson's landing a combination here. That's what he does when he's at his very best. Once again to the head. Tyson's making for a tough target there. He gets away from that punch. Tyson's feeling the effects now of that hook. Foreman's strategy has been to control things on the outside, and the jab fits perfectly into it.
Yeah, what it's done is it's set up his defense. He's kept his opponent defensive, kept him off balance.
Big shot there. He goes down. Oh, he may be close here. Can he survive the round?
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Foreman's night could soon be over. Yes, he got up from that knockdown, but can he survive? And that's the end of round 9. Listen, he's a veteran guy. He knows the truth of the situation. That's a really bad cut. The kind of cut that can end the fight.
Yeah, he has a gamble right now. You know, just got last call in the casino. They just said, you know, you got 3 more rolls of the dice. He's got to roll him. He's got to blow on him. He's got to do everything.
There's the left hand working well for him again. Scored well up top. There's the headshot, but he parries it away. Well-placed right hands from both men. And now he's targeting upstairs. Tremendous counter punch by George Foreman. George Foreman's alarm clock went off in his head moments ago. He went down earlier, and now you can see that something just woke him up and said, you got to go for it right here. You got to swing for the fences somehow.
The danger here is he's trying, as you said, Joe, he's trying to get it over with all at once. Now, you wouldn't start a fight that way because you know that it would leave you available to the other guy. Right now, he's available to the other guy.
George Foreman with a big punch. Tyson's right hand working well that time. He scored well. I say it all the time. You never know what you're going to get in this sport. We never thought this fight would go to this.
Early on, it looked like Frazier and Ali. I mean, Attila and Manila. Who thought we'd wind up with a little ballet down the stretch?
Listen, we've had enough controversial scoring in this sport to last a lifetime. Not the case tonight. The guy who should have won did win.
Yeah, this was one that if they couldn't get this one right,